Well, on behalf of Mayor Rahm Emanuel and the Chicago Department of Aviation, thank you for having us here. We're delighted to participate in this event. And I want to especially thank Kim Day. I know her and her team has worked so hard when putting on an event of this caliber. There's a lot of preparation, a lot of work to do. In addition, I'm going to be talking to you now about all of the sustainable elements, all of the green things we're doing in Chicago. And part of our success has been building on and learning from many of the partners in this aviation industry, like David here, who's been participating with us, and Kim and many of their team members, and other airports across the country and around the world, where we've been able to learn, again, best practices and just how to build sustainability into our airport. Everybody's doing it at different levels in different ways. And it's really a great industry when you're able to share lessons learned with each other and actually grow on each other's successes. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a background on O'Hare specifically and talk about how the Aerotropolis plan fits in with our sustainability efforts, as well as what we're doing in Chicago in a very urban, developed airport environment. Talk to you a little bit more on our commitment also of going green and how that commitment affects our neighboring communities and what it means to them specifically. So I'm going to give you a little concept of O'Hare here. So the arrows are pointing to the terminal core you see there. The picture is the aerial from 1959. Well, in 1930s, the land where O'Hare stands today was known as Orchard Field, a rural area just on the northwest edge of Chicago. It was known as an orchard place for Douglas Airfield and an orchard field until 1949. Thus, the ORD code came up from Orchard Field. The aerial on the left there in 1959 shows what O'Hare looked like, and on the right is 2011. And as you can see, the airfield is much different today than what it was 50 years ago. You can also see how the land has developed around the airport, unlike the large tracts of land that existed previously. So O'Hare officially opened to commercial traffic in 1955 and served 176,000 passengers in its first year. O'Hare now serves more than 175,000 passengers a day, offering service to nearly 200 cities around the globe. So when you factor in all of the business activities supported by aviation, O'Hare generates $38 billion in economic activity and 490,000 jobs for our city, our region, and the state of Illinois. So the map here shows you O'Hare in context of its surrounding suburbs. So you can see Elk Grove Village has a lot of industrial there and then moves further west in residential. Des Plaines as well, industrial, residential to the east. And we've got a new casino there, river-based casino, which is a big attraction now as well. Retail in Des Plaines, what you see in yellow in the All-State Arena and the Convention Center, pointing to, and the red are some additional hotels, casinos that have opened up, again, on the river, because we don't have land-based casinos in Chicago, only those on riverboats. But we've got convention centers, an entertainment zone, office space development, air freight down by the Schiller Park community, as well as rail cargo and industrial in Bensonville. And then throughout there is a little bit more splatter of commercial, but mostly residential. So everything just continued to develop around the airport. So when we talk about Aerotropolis and you look at O'Hare, it really kind of happened organically. The only entrance into our airport is from the east side and the Kennedy Expressway, and that goes right through Rosemont. One of the things Mayor Stevens did from Rosemont when he was developing his city, and Mayor Daley at the time, Richard J. Daley, was looking to build O'Hare Field, he negotiated on and off ramps as well as water from the city of Chicago in order to develop his community. And that community has a very small amount of actual residents, and the remainder is all of the commercial activity, entertainment activity that exists there. So it really, it has approximately they service about 50,000 visitors there a day at the convention center. It's the 10th largest convention center in the U.S. in Rosemont. So they've really built upon its proximity to O'Hare and developed that. Rosemont continues to benefit, again, from its close proximity and the easy access off of their expressways with a variety of other recreational facilities. Next, you're going to see what are some roadway opportunities that are moving forward with the state. One is the Elgin O'Hare Expressway, which is currently a road, but they're looking to enlarge it and make it an actual expressway that connects the suburban communities further west with the airport, which essentially will give us two entrance points to our airport, one on the east and one on the west, which is ideal because that location where that terminates will be a Western terminal complex for the future. In addition, the yellow road that goes to the north where that industrial section is and then down to the south is what they call this ring road that connects the Kennedy, essentially to the north, to 294 to the south, to bypass having to come all the way into the eastern part of Chicago to then go south. So this way you'd be able to bypass the city center. So those projects we've been coordinating with and working on with our neighboring communities, specifically the state of Illinois, so that they connect and complement each other as we grow our airport. The next aerial map shows some of the airfield development that's currently underway. You could see the runways, and we'll talk more about the north runway is now open. It opened in 2008 as well as an extension. But at the end of our modernization program, we were going to have 6 east-west parallel runways and then 2 crosswind runways. And then you could see the other types of activities that we're putting in place. This is our northern runway, runway 9 left, 27 right, and the control tower, which is LEED Silver certified, that was built and opened in 2008, right on schedule. We extended this runway here by 3,000 feet. This is O'Hare's busiest runway. This runway here, that was open 56 days ahead of schedule in 2008. This here is under construction. It's runway 10 center. It's Group 6 capable. That runway is currently, the ends are both built. We are now demolishing the FedEx and United cargo buildings, as well as the cemetery that had to be relocated out is being cleared. And this runway will open in 2013 when we connect the 2 ends with the middle here. So this is going to be a very banner year for us for construction activities. In addition, we secured a funding agreement with our airline carriers in April of last year to fund what we call runway 10 right. And that is the final runway on our southern airfield. With the construction of this runway, we have to relocate the Union Pacific Railway. We had to acquire land. We have to relocate Irving Park Road, and actually we acquired 433 acres of property in that area. So this runway here will come online in 2015. So this is 2013, and that's 2015. And those are the next phases of our program. In addition, we're looking at collateral development as we continue to build upon our airport. So we are looking at a logistics park here up to the north of our airfield, as well as there's some activity that's going to be happening here in collateral development. We have a consolidated rental car facility that we're going to be constructing here. It's on a surface lot right now. It'll be stacked with regular parking as well, some office complex as well, and hotel that would connect. It all connects to the People Mover. People Mover then connects to the terminal core, removing buses and other types of vehicles that congest our roadways by creating kind of a one-stop shop and a better movement for the people. We're also looking into this south area here for additional cargo development, additional property that we've recently changed and put into Chicago that was in Schiller Park for development as well. But a lot happening at our airport for collateral development. And we're looking into our RPZ areas of adding solar voltaic farm like they have here, not as large. It's about 7 sites, 60 acres for a PV. And we used about 10% of that energy on the airport as well. As I said, we are considering, so that's where the multi-fuel station would go. We're also looking at, those are the solar sites, airside, landside hotel development on the horizon as well. And again, so we could service passengers both on airside and landside with a full complex. The consolidated rental car facility and office complex, and again, the ATS would serve that. And then this is just a visual Western Terminal Complex, actually something that L&B worked on for us. But this complex would house up to 60 gates, Right now, we've done some studies to look at different types of products that can go here. What we've basically itemized out was kind of the vanilla box, how we want the facility to operate, and what types of green elements will be mandatory as part of our program, so that when we go to move forward with what the end user will be there, we've kind of got a baseline of what we want to work from. So then we can develop it for then what would be an RFP or some type of a development opportunity. And we are incorporating, there's that Elgin O'Hare Expressway I talked about earlier. So we're incorporating sustainability in every aspect of what we do. Our core mission, it's part of our core mission and ranks alongside of our top priorities with economic development, job creation, and providing a world-class experience for our airport customers. Now, we continue to lead by example, as well as we learn from others. Some of the best environmental and social fiscally responsible practices at our airports. Again, many of us are doing many different things, but we share amongst each other, and we're all being able to build on those practices. So I've put a bullet here listing some of the many different green projects we've been able to achieve. And we've actually achieved it on a triple bottom line, environmentally, socially, and being fiscally responsible as well. So we've talked about Sustainable Airport Manual. Many of you may be familiar with what we've done. We started off as just a design and construction manual and developed it into what we call our SAM, Sustainable Airport Manual, where airports from, again, not only around the U.S. but around the world have helped contribute to our manual. And it looks at design and construction, operations and maintenance, and concessions and tenants, as well as airport planning in a sustainable manner, and essentially operating in terms of meetings and just general operations. The SAM applies the spirit and intent of the USGBC's LEED rating system concept to all aspects of airport design and construction, and it has resulted in contributions from nearly 200 airport executives and environmental experts. And we've developed a rating system that rates anywhere from 1 to 5 green airplanes to allow us to measure our progress. We've also, so that's our Sustainable Airport Manual. We're also working on recycling construction materials. We've been able, with the O'Hare Modernization Program that began in 2003, be able to recycle 98% of all of our construction and demolition materials. We've reclaimed over 500,000 tons of asphalt grindings and concrete, which we've stockpiled on site, brought in crushers, crushed on site, and then reincorporated it back into our program for reuse. This resulted in approximately $4.5 million in savings to date. The additional savings or recycling efforts preserve our natural resources and reduce truck trips and emissions that would have otherwise occurred. And again, where you saw we are surrounded by neighborhoods, communities, and so we would have been traversing through those communities to get rid of all of that material. We're very aggressive in requiring clean construction vehicles, which were 5 years of then the federal government mandate. But you can see 83% of our construction equipment is Tier 2 or newer, and 65% is Tier 3. In addition, part of our efforts, we've been successful on building a balanced earthwork management plan. And that's how we've been able to really go green, save time, and save money, and be good neighbors to our surrounding communities. So thus far, we've moved over 20 million cubic yards of concrete, of soil, I should say, to support our runways, and that's enough fill to fill the interior of the Sears Tower or Willis Tower more than 10 times. So it's a lot of earth that we've moved thus far. And again, what's more impressive is that we managed to keep all of that earth on site. We strategically placed it. In so doing, we've been able to save over $140 million in program costs, and we've kept soil on site. We've reduced the amount of 600,000 haul truck trips, estimating over 47 million vehicle miles traveled, saved more than 7 million gallons of diesel fuel, and we reduced the production of carbon dioxide by 73,000 tons. Another major effort that we've put in place is our sustainable roofs or green roofs. So we have over 300,000 square feet of green roofs at O'Hare and Midway. The green roofs help minimize that urban heat island effect, as well as stormwater management. They cleanse that water before it goes into the sewer system and keeps it from entering the sewer system as well for a period of time. We've built green roofs on our FedEx facility, on our canopy that you see here for our employee entrance, FedEx, as well as on the base building of our air traffic control tower. 175,000 square feet on the FedEx facility, so it's about the size of 3 football fields as well. So it's one of the largest at an airport. In addition, we had to replace 154 acres of low-quality, inaccessible wetlands on site in order to get our record of decision. In fact, we replaced it with over 450 acres of higher quality passive recreation space at a cost of over $44 million, but no cost to local taxpayers. It also is a safety benefit as well, because it moved those wetlands off-site out of our airport environment into communities further away, so it reduces the wildlife attraction that wetlands do have. And in terms of community outreach, we have a very active noise program. In fact, it has a huge effect on, of course, the environment, is by minimizing the noise and the experience that your customers and or communities then have. So we've put in place the Fly Quiet program, as well as we have a very aggressive sound insulation program or noise mitigation program as well. So we've serviced 6,000 of the 8,500 total homes that have been insulated by Midway, and 8,000 of 12,000 total homes have been insulated at O'Hare. You can see we've, again, with schools, as well as some of the other buildings in and around the facilities. And that program just continues as well. One other exciting thing we did in 2011 was we put in 28 beehives at our airport, working with the North Lawndale Employment Network, which is a program that deals with ex-offenders and is job training, puts them back to work. And they had their first harvest. They harvested about 1,200 pounds of honey. And of course, they sell honey, as well as they use that product in their skincare line and bath lines, and they call that Sweet Beginnings. The next step to kind of come full circle is the fact, you know, we're using our land in a good way, and we're supporting bees, which are basically have had a very challenged recent few years, and so we're supporting the increasing the bee colony, the ex-offender program, putting people back to work and job training, as well as our next step is to try to get the product now sold in the airport for people then to purchase. This is some of the just dialogue about the partnership that we have. It's just been very fruitful and proven good, both not only for us, but also for, again, those that we're training. And we have one of the first aeroponic gardens at an airport. So we're growing our own vegetables in our facilities. So it's vertical gardening. It uses all just, starts in a volcanic ash product. The seedling is neutral. It has water and a nutrient-based water product that kind of goes through these vertical gardens, tubes. And from that, we get these incredible, wonderful herbs, flowers, habanero peppers. They're growing tomatoes, Bibb lettuce, Swiss chard, and that's being used in many of our facilities. Now, it doesn't supplement our food and beverage, but it does add to it and gives it a very fresh farm-to-table experience, growing it in the airport and then using it in our concessions. And Rick Bayless from Tortas Frontera, who does, his products are all very organic, local, very fresh. He's a new concessionaire at our airport. He uses this product, as well as Tuscany, Wicker Park Seafood and Sushi, and many others. Other benefits, it also provides a quiet, tranquil place for people to go and relax. So we're having this demonstration project and reaping the benefits of that with all this fresh product. But we've also built a concession around it, so people are going to have some quiet time at an airport and purchase some food and beverage and relax. So it's really been exciting for us. And again, it's being served. Those are the types of products that are being served and used at our facilities. 51% of our travelers are connecting, so we're really interested, and we've got some RFPs that are going to be coming out for this year, at the end of the year for O'Hare. Midway is currently under review, but we really want to bring that Chicago experience to our customers because, again, 51% of the people never leave our airport, so we really want them to have a Chicago experience. In doing so, we've been able to increase our revenues. Ralph talked about the fact that we've been able to reduce costs and increase revenues because we're offering different types of products to our folks. We've been very successful in the fact that concession sales are up, and we're doing much better in utilizing our space by taking space wherever it is and trying to convert it into a revenue generator. And then just quickly, World Routes, we are going to be working, we successfully won the bid for World Routes in 2014 in Chicago. Again, another opportunity for us to bring people to our city, showcase the beauty and the transformation that occurred in an urban city over the last 20 years, and how Mayor Daley and now Mayor Emanuel really rebuilt the city to be what they call an urban garden, and has a great this is a great venue for us then to showcase our city to people, the decision makers, on where they're going to put their flights as we look to attract more routes to our facility. So all of our information that we talked about, and I know I'm over time, is on our website. And please, if you have any questions, be happy to take some later or be here and go to our website. We're also going to be hosting our Airports Going Green conference in Chicago, November 4th through the 7th. There's some cards outside on the table. And if you're interested in learning more of all the green programs that we are doing as well as what other airports are doing, we encourage you to come. So thank you very much.